Welcome back, welcome back. We're talking football and we're talking with members of the St. Anne Rangers football team. Their next game is in the First Citizens Cup against Police. Let's talk a little bit about that first. Let me talk with Jelani. Jelani, Police.
Very physical team. Experienced players.
Yeah.
They are playing for a while now. The guys, for the past 3 pro leagues, seen the same set of guys, so that will be a kind of tough match. But once we stay focused and disciplined, as I always say, we'll get the result.
Who has the responsibility to score goals for your team? Who the players you're looking forward to? You feel the goals going to come from this season?
Wow. Well, we have a striker, Gerard Bennett.
Right.
Probably Josh Toussaint, that is 17-year-old.
17, okay.
Cyril McLean, we have Kennedy Isles from St. Kitts. These guys.
Well, Siobhan, thinking about that Police game in the First Citizen Cup, it's a knockout tournament where it's just about if no goals, extra time, and then penalty kicks, obviously.
Well, last year I believe the team played Police in the same tournament and knocked them out in the first round. So we're hoping for a bit more of that success this time around. However, we understand that past results don't win matches, so definitely have to go out there and get the job done. But as Jelani said, expecting a physical match, one of the things we noticed with the team, because we had the opportunity to see them play as well, is that in the opening 25 minutes, there are a lot of energy, but then they kind of taper off after a while. So, if we could weather the storm, get through that, and then really enforce our brand on the game, I think we could come up with a positive result. Sure.
Jelani, let's talk a little bit about the Pro League itself. What are your thoughts about the Pro League? What can be done? As a young player, you're 20 years old, your future is, of course, in football, and you want to eventually, of course, get an overseas contract. But what can be done to improve the Pro League, you feel?
Probably get insurance for players.
Okay.
Better salary.
Yeah.
Well, Pro League is the highest league in the country, so that's a good start.
What about the playing services? All the playing services you all play on? The actuals?
Well, they are good grounds.
Good grounds.
All the grounds, stadium matches mostly.
And the crowd now, how you get the crowds down?
Wow. Well, certain clubs have their supporters.
Right.
And if Police and say Central meet, you'll see crowd like Civic and Central connection. And
how it is playing down there? Because you would have, did you have a chance to play at Point in Point?
Well, last season we played a practice match there against Civic Center. We didn't actually go down and play any Pro League.
Oh, because the crowd down there is tremendous.
Yeah, I hear the crowd is great. All in the stadiums, they travel in the buses outside, park up, just to come and see Civic.
Could have a history. Siobhan, how important is that, this crowd support that we've been talking about?
Very, very important. Supporters are the lifeblood of the league.
Yeah.
Apart from the energy that the players would feed off of on the field, you also have to think of the financial benefit of having supporters coming to the games. I think the league has been doing a lot in terms of trying to get more prize money, more incentive for good performances, and once they keep that up, I believe the league will continue growing. But the clubs now need to take up their responsibility and realize that they also have a part to play. It's not just about coming out and play football on the day. There's stuff that you need to do behind the scenes to ensure that you could connect with the persons in your community. That is something I believe St. Anne's Rangers is working on right now, trying to put together some proposals so that the players could have a genuine relationship with persons from in the St. Anne's area and environs, and even the guys who may not may not be from the area, they would connect with people within their own community to draw them out to the game, because it's a young team and they definitely need the support of everyone so they could go to the next level.
Siobhan, how you deal with those who will say that the standard of football in the Pro League, because Jelani says, and he's right, is the top league in Trinidad and Tobago, but what about the standard of football, honestly?
I think it's an unfair judgment that the Pro League faces, because people spoiled for choice in terms of quality when you look at the Premier League and when you look at La Liga and these things. So when you come out on a Saturday after you've seen Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo perform at the highest level, and then you come and you look at a Pro League game and the atmosphere isn't the same and you don't have all the camera angles, so you find people saying, yeah, the Pro League not good. But I think honestly there's a very harsh judgment that's put on the league. I think the league has a lot of quality guys. If we look at the national team right now, if I'm not mistaken, with the exception of Andre Baptiste, all the players passed through the Pro League, and for them to be elevated from the Pro League to the other clubs internationally and still be performing at that level, I think it speaks well for what the Pro League has been able to do. And now we even see a couple of younger guys who play youth Pro League and so on, probably a couple games in the Pro League, the likes of Kadeem Corbin and Levi Garcia and these guys leaving at the age of 19, 20 to see if they could get contracts, internationally. So I think the league is good. It's just the marketing and so on. These other elements need to improve.
From Jelani, I mean, the comment people make about the league, your thoughts?
Not really bad comments. I mean, they say it can improve.
Yeah.
But as Shibon say, I mean, some elements, key elements, you just have to imply certain things. And the league, I believe, Pro League is a very good league. I mean, it's a good league to start at highest level in the country and just going from there.
As you mentioned, Premier League and La Liga, which team do you guys support first? Which team do you support? Any team at all?
Not really.
No, none?
No, not really.
So you don't watch not the foreign football?
I just watch football, like whoever playing, right. I watch it.
So you never had no affiliation?
Arsenal, I used to back Arsenal.
Same here. Arsenal is the team that I follow, and mainly because of the opportunity that they provide for the youngsters. I come in for a lot of stick, recently, or they didn't win anything for a couple of years, but that is alright. I'll take that for now.
In terms of but we all do at times, unfortunately. But in terms of now, as we look to the future, football in Trinidad and Tobago, for instance, and you mentioned, is football getting enough support? First you, Siobhan, you're 28 years, and you've been in football a lot longer than Jelani. Have you seen football get enough support? Do you feel as the number one sport in the country? Number one sport in terms of participation, at least?
Yeah. Not enough. Definitely not enough. And with regards to corporate Trinidad and Tobago, we have to understand that sport is no longer simply recreation. Yeah. Sport is now a business. A lot of people have expectations that corporate TNT should just come on board and they should just support, but we have to understand as administrators we need to provide something to the corporate entities as well. They at the end of this business, they're looking for a return, whether it be that you have 1,000 people looking at you and you could pass on their message for them, or if they have a social campaign that they want to join and you could assist them in doing that, there needs to be a return. Saying that, I also would like the corporate organizations to realize that this is our country, and if we would like to see our football reach to the level of EPL and La Liga and so on, you need to make the investment at the start. Don't just wait until you see a couple players make it outside and then you want to jump on board and say, I'm responsible for building the Pro League after the fact. So I think we definitely could do it a little more financial support and probably just support in general with regards to services as well as persons coming out to look at the games.
Jelani?
I believe we can do it a lot more support. In terms of like certain teams don't have like a home grounds. Yeah. If like the administrators could come and like give each team a ground to train on, like that is their grounds, that will be good.
How important, Jelani, has been your family support for you?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Mom, dad, everyone.
So they come to watch you play football?
Well, not all the times. When they can.
Yeah. Same thing, Siobhan. How important is that?
Same here. Throughout my involvement in football, My parents have always been instrumental. They've always offered that support.
Your father used to play football?
Yeah.
And what position?
He's a striker, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, he used to
You might be
play.
disappointed in you as a defender then. You might,
Actually, the first time I played, he saw me playing defense. And, back in the days, I used to see guys just, the tackles coming in fast and furious. So I thought that was being a defender. And a day he came, the first time he really saw me playing a competition. Came to me halftime and he was like, how every time you go for the ball, I see it's a slide tackle. He said, why don't take the ball and play it out of the back? And I felt a bit shame, hung my head a bit, because at the point in time I thought I was impressing. And he was like, nah, that is not, defense is not about just tackling hard, take the ball, control the game a little bit. And that is kind of what guided me afterwards. So I took a little bit of his attacking, insight and applied it to my defensive structure.
Your dad played football or not?
No, cricket.
Oh, cricket?
Dad was a cricketer.
Okay. So how he adapted you not wanting to play cricket? What he said?
No, well, he never really said nothing. He just, are you free to choose?
Right, of course. As you go, gentlemen, first let me start with Jelani. Jelani, what message would you give to youngsters watching this program now to encourage them to get involved in football? What message would you get from a positive point of view, obviously?
Football has many opportunities. I mean, take for instance, Corbin has always said this. He has a very good, he have skills, he have ability. You just have to work on attitude. Just take the game seriously. If you really want to make it, join a club. Stay focused. Work hard.
Join St. Anne's Rangers?
I wouldn't say join St. Anne's Rangers. Right. If you would like to join St. Anne's Rangers, doors are open.
Of course. You all have a Facebook page? Or how?
Yeah, we have a Facebook.
St. Anne's Rangers, the
St. Anne's Rangers.
Okay, and you all tweet as well? Tweeting is the thing these days.
Yeah.
He is Twitter. He's the IT man. He look like he's the IT man.
Yeah, he's the IT
he look like he's the IT man. Siobhan, what message would you give?
Just to follow up on what Jelani says, focus is important to know where you want to go, understand where you are now, and try your best to chart a positive course to reach into that. I'd go further than Jelani to say St. Anne's Rangers is the place to be for youths, hoping to get the opportunity.
I think so too. I've seen a lot of young players come to St. Anne's Rangers and leave and go elsewhere, but I've seen a lot of players.
So
so I hope Jelani don't leave too much.
No, not yet.
Yes,
not
right.
yet.
Go ahead.
He's committed at the moment. But definitely we'd encourage, the younger players who are really looking for the opportunity to make it to the next level, get the opportunity to play, compete at the highest level in Trinidad and Tobago, encourage them to come to the club. And with regards to Facebook and Twitter, as you mentioned, the Facebook page is St. Anne's Rangers Football Club. It's the same name as well on Twitter, so people can check it out. There's updates, regular updates, pictures and so on from our training sessions, so they could get a feel of who you guys are.
Instagram and these things too?
No, working on the Instagram.
Okay,
working on the Instagram. But right now, Facebook and Twitter.
All right. Good luck to both of you, and of course, good luck in the game against Police, certainly coming up in the first Citizens Cup.
Thank you.
This has been We Sports. We've been talking with two young members of St. Anne's Rangers, the captain, Jelani Peters, and Siobhan Lejean, one of the players at the club, one of the top players. Both defenders, one a left back, and the other one a central defender. Let me thank everyone involved. Let me thank Michael Peters, who one day wants to become a footballer. He says, I don't know which sports that Michael Peters, I don't know if it's American football. I'm not too sure. And of course, the man who could really play American football, Ronald George, who's behind the counter. And of course, we've got Yusuf De Freitas joined by his son, JC De Freitas. Let me thank everyone involved. Good night.